What's good, world? What's good, world? What's good, world? I might be back with another reaction video. What's good, world? Reaction video. Let me grab my hat off the floor. What's good, world? I might be back with another reaction video. I might be back with another reaction video. What's good, world? I might be back with another reaction video. Appreciate you tuning in. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you ain't new, make sure you get somebody else to subscribe so we get the channel popping. And I don't gotta pull up and pop you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Now let's just jump straight into it. What's good, world? I might be back with another MMA video, boxing video, reaction video, / all that shit, because at this point, that's what it's become. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to start off by saying, thank God Jake Paul didn't fight Tank Davis, because he probably would have killed Tank. I don't know why anybody thought that was a good fight, but let's get into what really happened this weekend, and let's do it together. Alright, y'all, so if you don't know, Jake Paul fought this weekend against Anthony Joshua, which I'm assuming anybody on my page already knows, because you know that's what we do here. We also had Andrew Tate pulled out of the woodworks. He ended up fighting a Misfits boxer who, again, nobody thought he would win, but hey. So we're going to discuss both of these today. I want to start off by reiterating a few things, because it feels like people don't understand what Jake actually put on the line boxing Anthony Joshua. So I just wanted to reiterate a few things with y'all to get y'all to understand why your favorite boxer would lose to Jake Paul. And your favorite boxer doesn't have the amount of balls that Jake Paul has. And that's the difference between why all the other boxing events this weekend were ignored and Jake Paul, a YouTuber, can have one of the biggest fights on Netflix against Anthony Joshua because of these reasons. So I'm going to reiterate why, because it seems like a lot of y'all don't understand why he gained so much respect. First, I want to say, thank God Jake, again, did not fight Tank Davis, because he would have killed Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a 130-pound man. He tried to go up one time and got a draw. He was going to meet Jake at whatever weight they were going to meet at, but Jake is a 210, 220-pound man. So, automatically I'll rip, if you guys can see where I'm getting at, is if the fight would have happened, Tank Davis would have been the one doing the circling and the running around the ring, and Jake would have been the one having to chase down Tank. And that would have been in Jake's favor, because that's what Jake already does anyway in most of his fights. So, and I'm sure they wouldn't have had a bigger ring. They probably would have had a smaller ring, so it would have been a little bit harder for Tank to do so. That fight was barely going to happen. I mean, we all knew that that fight wasn't going to happen because of the weight discrepancy. It just didn't make any sense. Skills. Skills pay the bills, yes. But skills get outmatched when you're just too small. And everybody knows that. And I don't know why we try to throw that out the window when it comes to certain people. But unless you're an actually trained professional, like somebody like Mighty Mouse or somebody like TJ Dillashaw or somebody, those little men, they don't have a lot of skills to win every fight. You get what I'm saying? Like, as far as when it gets bigger, the weight becomes a problem, the strength becomes a problem, the power doesn't add up to the bigger man. Sometimes the power from the bigger man is just way too much for the little guy, and we all know these things, right? To think that Jake Paul was cutting weight in the middle of cutting weight on a 2-week, like 1 week notice, cancels the fight, changes the fight, and now he's fighting another boxer, an Olympic boxer, a 265-pound or 40-pound man, a whole 100 pounds more than what the fuck he was gonna fight, like, as far as the opponent. He did that in 3 weeks, changed weight regimens, whatever they were doing, made it in a month to fight Anthony Joshua, an Olympic boxer. Without even stepping into the fucking ring, Jake Paul should have earned some of y'all respect. Y'all favorite boxers don't even jump weight classes like that. Some of your favorite boxers won't even go up 5 pounds in order to fight the toughest challenge because they're too fucking scared. I understand that maybe it's different because their career is boxing, so they gotta live it a different way. But y'all gotta understand that boxing is just fights. You have to go out here and put on the best show and be the most entertaining. If you are not entertaining, we're just not gonna watch you. It's the fighters like Devin Haney and like fighters that they try to force push onto you to make them entertaining and tell us that those are the guys that are gonna be big, instead of actually giving us the guys that could possibly be big. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, we spent many years, everybody ignored Terrence Crawford for so many years. For him to come out, he gets those, those 2-3 big fights, and then he retires because he understood that he was unappreciated for so damn long. He's not gonna keep giving up his body for a bunch of ungrateful motherfuckers. And that's just the truth. I mean, it just, boxers give their whole lives to a sport and then they never go and actually challenge themselves. It doesn't make sense. That's one reason why I fuck with the UFC, because they really don't have a choice. At some point, at some way, they're gonna meet somebody who outpowers them, or they're gonna be challenged against, and they're gonna have to, But it's crazy to think that over the weekend, 2 influencers, basically, because Tate is not a fighter anymore. 2 influencers can put on 2 of the biggest shows, bigger than some of the boxing promotions do. Again, I got super hyped for that boxing card in New York. And I'm going to be honest, the only really good fights were Teofimo, and a little bit of the Rolly fight was exciting, but once those 3 rounds went by, we had to wait for the fight to finish, basically. It was just a bunch of bullshit. I'm not going to say about Devin Haney. Again, it's just the fact of the promotion and the fact of the challenge and the fights. It's like they don't... Whoever's matchmaking, it ain't working over there. You get what I'm saying? Boxing needs to start stepping out of its zone and letting fighters do different shit. Like, start fighting. Start getting them to the belt. Start getting them to the challenge. And start finding out who's really the best. And then we as fans can determine how we enjoy to watch that person. Again, Roy Jones Jr. didn't win every fucking fight. But people still love to see him fight. And when he did win every fight, he had the credit for it. You get what I'm saying? It just made it look even better. But the point is taking on the challenge. Nobody would have knew Roy Jones Jr. if he didn't go up and try to fucking take on the fucking world as being outweighted the way he was. And then goes out there and shocks the world. It's about taking on the challenge and doing that. These fighters don't even want to fight the people in their own weight class. It's sickening. It's sickening. Point of this is, Jake Paul, man, that's a crazy motherfucker right there. I wouldn't even step in the ring with Anthony Joshua. You give me 4 years training, I still ain't doing it. It's just a principle. Everybody would say no, and Jake Paul says yes, and he did it. Went out there, got his jaw broken just for everybody's entertainment. It almost seems like boxing has become so much about skill and all this bullshit that we forget that this is supposed to be entertaining and you're supposed to take on the challenge. And the only way for this to be entertaining is for you to go out there against somebody they think you're going to lose against, and then you go and win. That's what makes the fucking fight game entertaining. It's just like nowadays fighters go against fighters that we already know they're going to win. We're hoping the other person can make it out. That type of stuff doesn't make for entertainment. I don't know. Whoever told y'all that was entertainment, it's just not it. As far as this Andrew Tate fight, that's how it felt for me. It felt like Andrew Tate should have had more skill. Although he was outweighed, he should have had more skill and endurance and whatever the fuck in order to last the fight. But because he went up against somebody who's bigger than him, stronger than him, younger than him, it gave the other guy the chance to have the upper hand and almost made Tate the underdog in his head. And he was. And it proved it. But not a lot of people understood that because they were all thinking Tate was just going to go in there and win. And it's just not how the game works every time. It's just not how it works. Though we can act and we can pretend that weight doesn't matter. We can pretend that size doesn't matter. We can pretend that height doesn't matter. there's only one Mike Tyson. There's only one Roy Jones Jr. There's only one Muhammad Ali. There's only one Terrence Crawford. If everybody could do these things so frequently, then we would have more fighters like them, and we don't. That's why there is a Hall of Fame. That's what I wanted to get to. That's just what I wanted to touch on today with y'all, because it just feels like people don't understand the skill and class and entertainment that comes with it. Like when Terrence Crawford fought Errol Spence, people really thought he wasn't even in the picture to beat Errol Spence, even after everything Errol's been through. Then to go out there and win made him 10 times bigger. Gotta understand the game, which is why Andrew Tate going out there and lose doesn't really fucking affect Andrew Tate. I don't know why everybody's like, oh, he's fucking 40 years old. He was never really that good at fighting, and he was a kickboxer that came in a kickbox. So if you thought he was just going to go in here and box a guy who's way bigger than him, way heavier than him, and he was just going to obliterate him, then again, you are part of that delusional fan base of boxing that doesn't believe in your own sport. Because why are there rules and regulations if we don't even follow them? Appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know what you think. I'm out here. Sheesh.